Welcome back to Cityline, everyone, and please join me in welcoming Taylor Woodruff, the Executive Director of Alchemy Skateboarding, and Estella Groves, the Program Assistant and AmeriCorps Service Member. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Now, this is fun because this is a first-time opportunity for Alchemy Skateboarding to be on Cityline. So, what is Alchemy Skateboarding?
Yeah, Alchemy is a local nonprofit serving youth, really youth of all ages. Adults that skateboard we count as youth. And we have a variety of programs that we offer, from our indoor skate park, drop-in hours that folks can just come have a safe, dry place to skateboard, to all sorts of in-school and out-of-school programs. So skateboard camps, classes, private lessons, really anything that comes close to a skateboard, we like to create those opportunities for people in Tacoma to experiment.
That's amazing. Now, you said you've got these programs. Tell me a little bit more. I'm a man of a certain age. Is there a program for me?
Absolutely. I would recommend our private lessons for people of a certain age, which really focus on how to fall and risk management, things adults like to consider when skateboarding. But really at the core of a lot of our programs is the idea that anybody can skateboard if it's something you're interested in, and specializing in support to help learn how to safely progress in skateboarding, as well as helping young people that are already interested or passionate about skateboarding to harness that passion to do great things, whether it's making skateboards, making graphic designs, t-shirts, building ramps. Any of that stuff can really be fueled by that interest or love of skateboarding.
Wow, that's fun. What inspired you for the creation of Alchemy?
Really, the biggest thing was a lack of dry places to skateboard in the Northwest.
What?
A little bit of
problem?
rain. Yeah, a little bit of moisture in the air, difficult to skate. And so, yeah, in 2011, we actually worked with the city council and decriminalized skateboarding. And that was kind of a jumping off point to try to build a safe, dry, reliable place for the community to congregate, participate. And from there, it really spiraled quickly into all sorts of these programs and partnerships with parks departments and local schools.
Great. Now, Estella, I know that you have a lot to do with the programming at Alchemy. Mm-hmm. In particular, tell me about the youth component for that programming.
So I like to think that youth is kind of the forefront of Alchemy. You know, we have so many like programs, and like the experience for youth is just so, I would say, like changing. It's life-changing almost, you know. At this point, like we have around like 3 or 4 programs. We visit elementary schools around like Tacoma. We visit Arlington and Lister. We offer skate clubs. We offer skate camps, all that.
Wow. I want to key in on something you said there. You said it's life-changing. Mm-hmm. Do you have an example of something that you can tell me about, of a moment where you went, wow, this youth, this person came through our program and they've gone on?
I would say like a lot of our SALT members, SALT is our skateboarding and leadership team, and we watch those, they come in like high school age and they learn about, like Taylor said, board making, ramps, community outreach, and they just kind of grow and like kind of find their own place in skateboarding and the skateboarding community, and just to see like what they do beyond Alchemy is incredible.
That's wonderful. I think of seeing, in skate parks of students skating, things like that. And I think if you've got this great facility now that they're able to come in out of the weather and do it, with this youth component, do you find that it changes their outlook on the Northwest, on what they're able to do in our community?
I mean, that's a great question. Estella's actually an alumni of the SALT program.
Even more perfect.
Talk about life-changing, hearing her talk about the program that she actually went through and completed. Mm-hmm. But I think in general, just a sense of belonging. As a skateboarder, historically kind of not welcome in a lot of spaces. I mean, even again, the city of Tacoma criminalizing it for so long. So creating a space and a community of people that are actively supporting an interest in that community and in that hobby. But I don't know, Estella, as you've gone through the program.
I would say exactly what you said. It like gives you the ability to take space, you know, not just within skateboarding, but also within like the greater Pierce County like community, and just the connections that you make with skateboarders and those, you know, who actually don't know a lot about skateboarding is really interesting.
Great. Let's build upon that, because what can you tell us that makes skateboarding different from what people with little or experience in skateboarding think of it?
Yeah, I think from the outside looking in, it's a lot of just injuries and danger and trouble. But I think the thing that a lot of people don't see until you experience it is how individualized it is. In terms of kind of classifying it as an activity, it's closer to dance or the arts than it is a traditional move the ball down the field activity. And so I think what's so great is it's both an individualistic activity that you don't need a field or a team, but at the same time, because it's such a unique thing, you have a global team. There's no competitor. Skateboarders compete against themselves, so anyone else riding a board is essentially on your team, but at the same time, you don't need that infrastructure to participate, and you don't need the strict guidelines or rules to create scores. You can really participate however you want.
I would say it's such a self-motivated thing. Like, it's what you put into it is what you're going to get out, and that's what really inspires a lot of skateboarders to like pick it up and just keep working at it.
Wow. I love that fact that it's the best of both worlds, where it is a solo and it is a group activity. And you can take whichever path you want at that time to make it do what it needs to for you. Now, you said 2011 is when Alchemy was founded. How has it changed since its inception?
Well, really, I think, from the get-go, just creating a place to skateboard. But the quickness with which we were approached by schools and able to really dig into that deeper level programming. To this point, we actually partner with the Pierce County Juvenile Court, so we get to serve court-connected youth, which, historically the stigma of skateboarding is it would send you into the system, and realizing it's actually a really great tool to transition away from it and building positive community, to partnerships like we have with Estella, graduating a program and now serving as an AmeriCorps member through a partnership with the Imagine Justice Project. Really just the interconnectivity of stuff. We're not skateboarding on our own in a warehouse anymore. We're really able to touch so many different schools and young people and kind of fun and interesting partnerships.
That's great. Now, Estella, question for you. As somebody who's gone through the program, what is your favorite program that Alchemy offers?
That is so difficult just because there's just so much different experiences with each program. Like we said, like with the juvenile court, like diversion, like that's medals that's so tailored to like those groups. And then, like I said, the skateboarding and leadership team, SALT, that's just I'm biased on it just because I participated in it. It's just such a nice like team that you make, and you just really feel like a deep connection with those members, and especially at like such a fragile and like very like life-changing moment as high school. It really just adapts you to the world and like the workforce and everything.
Great. Taylor, how did the program with the juvenile court system come to be?
Yeah, so it kind of existed before we were included. The program working with Hilltop Artists and Second Cycle and other community groups that could provide positive youth programming. So we actually were invited to participate and create a skateboard version of the program. And so at present, the young people in the program get to create their own custom skateboards. So we actually press boards, we learn some woodworking tools, and then they actually earn the ability to keep the board at the end of the program, so it kind of replicates sort of a job training program.
Oh, wow. Tell me more about the pressing of the skateboards and that whole process. What is that like?
Oh, how much time do we have?
We are limited, but give us a little bit of a step into that direction.
Yeah, most companies are produced at a super high volume in these really big factories, and so at Alchemy we have one single press, and we, with paint rollers, glue up 7 layers of Canadian maple, and we put them in a press for 24 hours, and then basic hand tools, band saws and sanders. And so every board that we've made with participants or that we make to sell have all been done 100% by hand. They're all numbered and tracked. So it's kind of a unique small batch thing that we offer.
That's fascinating. From start to finish, how long, if I came and said, I want to make my own skateboard?
Well, if it was you, probably get it turned around in a day.
Wow.
But typically, like if a customer wanted, we usually say a week to 2 weeks to make sure that we can fit it in around all of our other programming, because being a board manufacturer is not high on the list of what we specialize in. It really, is a tool for programming, but we can make them bespoke for customers. We say about a week or 2.
That's awesome. I love that those going through the juvenile court system get that opportunity to be able to make their own skateboard. What a way to say, this is going to change my life in some way. And Estella, I'm going to turn it back to you. How has Alchemy changed your life?
It's given me the room to grow as a person and like reach the community in a way that I never thought like before. It really changed my outlook on like what I want to do professionally in terms of career, how I like want to, be in my community's life, and how I want to positively make an impact on Pierce County.
That's great. We need more people like you and you, Taylor, too, in programs like these. Now, everything that's been going on is fabulous. What's next for Alchemy?
I think some of the big things is just returning to in-person stuff. It's been several years since we've done any kind of like in-person fundraising events or gatherings, and we're working this June to do our annual skateboard event, which has been shuttered for a while. But we throw an event called Go Skate Tacoma, which is started in 2011. And it's really just designed to be a citywide celebration of skateboarding. It really goes back to that proclamation where Tacoma decriminalized this activity and made space for a community. And so every year we kind of like to rally and celebrate that with some competitions, some free skateboard lessons, kind of a skateboard block party.
It's wonderful. How can viewers out in our community become involved with Alchemy Skateboarding?
That's a great question. Coming into the building to see us, we're right downtown, 311 South 7th Street. Asking questions and getting involved in person is always our favorite to recommend. But people can reach out through our website. As a nonprofit, we're always looking for donors and donations, whether it be monetary or even we've had a lot of equipment and tools donated over the years, which really benefit the young people. And then there's all sorts of volunteer opportunities for part-time like skate instructors that help out at different camps and clinics. But really coming down and seeing us in person is our favorite to recommend.
That's wonderful. Is there anybody that you want to thank? Anybody that you want to throw a special shout out to today who helped Alchemy continue to do the great things in the community that it does?
Oh my gosh, so many. Estella, why don't you go first? Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank Spirit, just because, like she's kind of one of like the first like community members that I met that was also like a woman of color in skateboarding. And then like we've worked so hard to like create Girls to the Front night, which is a women non-binary and trans skate night. So just like the effort that she puts into Alchemy and the greater skateboarding community.
That's great.
And I have to probably shout out first and foremost my wife that puts up with me playing toys professionally for my career. And she's actually one of Alchemy's original founders, so Caitlin Oler. And then Ben Warner's one of our other original founders. But really too many to mention. Folks at the Parks Department, so many builders, Ryan Spence, Amy McBride. There's folks at the city level, at the education level, at the Parks Department that all really rally behind the crazy ideas that we come up with and let us try skateboard programming in new ways.
It's wonderful. Estelle, I want to go back to you for a second. You mentioned the Girls Skate Night Out.
Girls to the Front night.
Girls to the Front night. I'm sorry
Yes.
about that. Tell me, we've got January coming up. What are some events in January like that or other ones that might be something that our viewers could be a part of?
Well, Girls to the Front night is every second and last Tuesday of the month. It's a free skate night from like 5 to 7, and it's just to like hold space and, like allow, women, trans, and non-binary folk to be at the forefront of skateboarding. We're trying to partner up with Skate Like a Girl, to possibly have some collabs with that. We're possibly looking into like doing some skate park takeovers in the future and just like continuing, I would say, like giving that representation in the community.
Wow. Keep your eyes on the website, the Facebook, everything like that to find out what's happening at Alchemy Skateboarding. Taylor and Estella, thank you so much for being here today. I love something that I pulled off of the website. And when we go to the source of what alchemy is, it's the blending of science and magic. And I think you're doing a great job of bringing that to our community through Alchemy Skateboarding. So thank you so much. When we come back, we will have Cream Candy and the World Orchestra, along with a special brass guest that may come in with him. You won't want to miss it after this break. We'll see you soon.